Mojo, it's 2022. Black Lives Matter.
Proclaiming every single attack, Shonen. Training montages, Shonen. Heartbreaking flashbacks, Shonen. And the ultimate weapon, the power of friendship, Shonen. In case I'm not being very obvious, I live for shonen anime, regardless of these cliche tropes. On that note, Jujutsu Kaisen, a new age shonen anime that checks the list of shonen tropes while setting a new bar for battle shonen very high. Yeah, I know, I heard that too. That was difficult for me to say. Let me try again. Jujutsu Kaisen, a new age shonen anime that checks the list of shonen tropes while setting a new bar for battle shonen very high, sort of. Hear me out. Albeit Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, My Hero, etc. have contributed their own fair share of irresistible storytelling, techniques, and trends, likewise has Jujutsu Kaisen. However, in my opinion, Jujutsu Kaisen has an array of more compelling subject matters and themes than its counterparts, such as understanding oneself, understanding others, the clash between traditional and progressive thinking, among other micro-themes within the series. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is a prequel movie to the series and a phenomenal entry to this awesome franchise. I found the movie a little more enjoyable than the series, mainly because it managed to do so much with less time. Prequels oftentimes want to foreshadow the main character of the main story. The best prequels usually have nothing to do with the main character, and in my opinion, should be left out entirely. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is a great example on how to execute a prequel. It is self-contained, focused, and easy to understand for the most part. The film stays on Yuta's story at the same time maintaining the series' thematic style, making it accessible to those unfamiliar with the main story and enjoyable for existing fans. The animation in anime movies always reminds me why they take so long to release. And wow, I wish reality looked this pretty. This movie is no exception. The fight scenes are also so well choreographed, it almost looks like a full-on dance routine. The movie showcases its best moments through surprisingly vivid, haunting, terror, dread, horror imagery. It's quite an experience to watch. Let's look at the movie's characters. Our main character, Yuta, is a dejected and detached teenager. There's a reason for his self-imposed isolation though. Rika, his childhood friend and betrothed, was tragically killed in an accident. She emerges as a cursed spirit attached to Yuta. This puts everyone around him in danger as her overprotective nature leads to violent outbursts, whether they're a serious threat to Yuta or not. Due to a steady buildup of remorse and sadness, Yuta spirals into deep depression and self-loathing. While Yuta presents as a typical shonen main character with his self-sacrificial and clean slate traits, his character highlights one of the main themes of the series, self-understanding and growth. In Jujutsu Kaisen, it's presented as learning to face the darkness in the world by first learning to face the darkness within yourself. Rather than take the easy way out and die, Yuta decides to train in order to learn how to better control Rika and figure out a way to free her spirit whilst using her strength to save others. Thus, he embarks on a hero's journey, making friends, getting stronger, and opening up along the way. While Yuta and Rika appear to have a healthy relationship, the same cannot be said for Yuta and Rika's cursed spirit. In the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, negative emotions conjure up cursed energy in humans. It is later revealed that out of grief and inability to accept Rika's death, Yuta was in fact the one who cursed Rika. What happens when grief, despair, and love mix and add a little depression in there and you get Rika? Her curse is so strong, she is dubbed the Queen of Curses. For what emotion is more powerful than love? Rika's cursed spirit is a manifestation of Yuta's grief. And when he comes to terms with that, he's not only able to control her power in battle, but also is able to free her spirit. In the end, love is the strongest curse of all.
But what is grief, if not love persevering?
Moving on to everyone's favorite OP character, Satoru Gojo, the most powerful Jujutsu sorcerer to ever live, and certified goofball. Gojo pretty much plays the same role in this movie as a mentor for Yuta as he does for Yuji in the main series. Highlighting the clash between traditional and progressive thinking, his radical behavior puts him at odds with the Jujutsu higher-ups. They want to have Yuta executed, while Gojo postulates that Yuta could be an effective asset to the Jujutsu world. Gojo recognizes that the current system is its own greatest enemy. Gojo exhibits the foresight, ability to embrace change and adapt. This leads us to our movie antagonist, Suguru Geto, a hateful, narcissistic prick with a superiority complex that would give Inaru from One Piece a run for his money. So, the gist of his existence in the movie is that all non-sorcerers are, as he puts it, insignificant monkeys that must be eliminated, and only sorcerers should reign over the planet. He wants to steal Yuta's cursed spirit Rika in order to accomplish his goal. We later find out that Geto was a former student of Jujutsu High and a close friend of Gojo back during that time. This can have us wondering, what could have happened to lead him down this dark path? Since he and Gojo are friends, could they have both noted the flaws in the Jujutsu world? If so, then why did he take such an extreme approach? Whilst Gojo is trying to reform the world, why does Geto want to destroy it? I guess we'll find out in future installments. Since the movie focuses on Yuta for the most part, the other character touched on briefly, only enough to support Yuta's story. Maki at first belittles Yuta because she doesn't think he'll make it as a sorcerer. Panda offers support and comic relief, and Toge becomes an unexpected friend to Yuta. He is more pleasant and more accepting. The movie does help deepen existing lore. We learn a little more about Suguru Geto, his connection to the school, and his relationship with Gojo, whilst also left with more questions. Their broken friendship offers an intense look into the strict and twisted Jujutsu world and how it set two best friends on tragically opposing paths. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is a great movie because it's a digestible entry point for people who haven't watched the main series, and existing fans can fully appreciate it too. With stunning animation, enjoyable characters, and a healthy dose of horror, this movie is pretty epic. What the hell did he say to him?
ロコイを入れれば何でも毛に味になる魔法の粉だ。